What is up, guys? EJ back with another video, and today it's going to be my DVD update for April 9th, 2013. So I've got 10 new movies to show you, all on DVD. All these films are from the late 2000s, 2009 and 2008 to be exact. Not great films, but all films I enjoyed and had to pick up for the collection. So starting off, from 2009, we have A Christmas Carol, directed by Robert Zemeckis, and of course starring Jim Carrey as Scrooge. Big fan of A Christmas Carol, the story. Didn't love all the flying around scenes in this film. I'm not sure if I saw it in 3D in the theaters. I may have. But I really liked Jim Carrey as Scrooge. And of course, he also plays the characters of the ghosts of Christmas past and Christmas present, most prominently. Yeah, fun film, good sort of Dickensian feel to it, especially in the design of Carrey and Scrooge, I thought. But I've always been a fan of the story. It's a great Christmas classic. I love the 1951 Christmas Carol, that's probably my favorite, and the Muppet Christmas Carol, awesome as well. But I enjoyed this. Wasn't perfect, not a huge fan of the sort of motion capture animation style, but I thought the look of the film was actually pretty cool, especially the design of Scrooge himself, and it just sort of had the good feel of the original classic by Charles Dickens. Okay, moving on. Film from 2008, and that's Death Race, directed by Paul W.S. Anderson, starring Jason Statham, Tyrese Gibson, and Joan Allen. I've always loved the original Death Race 2000, great film from 1975, and I always thought that if they were going to remake Death Race, they'd sort of put it way in the future. That would be my idea. I originally said that when I did my Q&A and somebody asked me what film would I remake, and I said Death Race 2000. But this actual remake from 2008, sort of a grungier, sort of dirty style. Jason Statham, a prisoner, and the warden played by Joan Allen. Interesting performance by her. Sort of sets up these to the death races with rusty trucks and cars, and it's very bloody and gruesome at times, this film. Lots of sort of metal being smashed here and there. I see there's a couple sequels already. I have no interest in watching the sequels, but I did like the original, this original Death Race. But yeah, not a great film, but always like Jason Statham. Great in pretty much everything he does. Not great, but I enjoyed it. Okay, up next, when this came out, 2009, that's Inkheart, starring Brendan Fraser. Really good supporting cast, Helen Mirren, Paul Bettany, who else is in this? Jim Broadbent. Really sort of fun family fantasy film about sort of books that come to life from what I remember. I like the effects. I like the one who played the young girl in it too. I forget her name. Eliza Hope Bennett, I think that's who it is. Andy Serkis is good as the villain as well. Yeah, I enjoyed it. Some good effects. Brendan Fraser, sort of family comedy fantasy movie. Yeah, if you haven't had a chance to see this, recommend it. Okay, up next, a film that I thought was ridiculous when I first saw the trailer, from 2009, and that's The International. Sort of a action thriller about a scary bank, basically, doing deceitful things and devious things, killing people for I don't know what apparent reason, but really a good, solid thriller. Directed by Tom Tykwer, starring Clive Owen and Naomi Watts. What I remember most about this film was the really great shootout in the Guggenheim Museum. That's a great scene. And yeah, it was a solid thriller. I thought the premise was kind of stupid, but I like Clive Owen. I'm a big fan of Naomi Watts. Really like her, always have. This was a good surprise, I thought. The International. Okay, another film from 2008, another one starring Brendan Fraser, in fact, sort of in the same vein as Inkheart, and that's Journey to the Center of the Earth from 2008. Also starring Josh Hutcherson as, I'm not sure if he plays his son or not, I don't really remember, but they go up to like the North Pole and end up exploring into the Earth's core. It's all sort of fantastical elements, dinosaurs and so on, based on the classic. Yeah, it was a lot of fun, I thought. Really good effects, some fun performances by Fraser. I was not a fan of Journey to the Mysterious Island with The Rock, which came out this past year. I thought that was too corny and stupid. But I enjoyed the first one, if you like, Journey to the Center of the Earth. Okay, moving on. Film from 2009, and that's Law Abiding Citizen, directed by F. Gary Gray, starring Gerard Butler and Jamie Foxx. A decent crime thriller. Butler's family, his wife and son get murdered during a home invasion, and then one of the accomplices rats on his partner, basically, and he gets a lesson sentence, and it's basically a revenge film. Gerard Butler goes all Saw style, and one of the guys, I remember, he like cuts him up in a pretty gruesome scene. It got a lot of comparisons to Saw at the time when it came out. Can't talk today, I don't know what's up with that. But Law Abiding Citizen, not a great film, but I enjoyed it. Gerard Butler, always good for sort of a laugh, in my opinion, in these type of movies. But yeah, pretty decent little crime thriller. Okay, moving on. Completely out of it today. A film from 2009, Pirate Radio, also known as The Boat That Rocked in the UK, I believe. Really good film. I really enjoyed it. Film set in the, I believe, late 60s, early 70s, about a pirate radio station in the North Sea off the coast of England. All this great music. It's got a great soundtrack. Philip Seymour Hoffman as the DJ. Really good supporting cast. Great British cast. People like Bill Nighy, Rhys Ifans. Who else is in this? Nick Frost from Simon Pegg, Nick Frost fame. Kenneth Branagh as well. Yeah, great soundtrack. Loads of fun. If you like movies about the sort of the 60s, 70s music era like I do, this was really enjoyable, I thought. I have the soundtrack actually. I believe I got it from my mom for Christmas that year, but I have all the songs on my iTunes as well. Really good film, a lot of fun. Pirate Radio, or The Boat That Rocked. Okay, moving on. An Oscar winner, in fact, and that's Slumdog Millionaire from 2008. The Best Picture winner, of course, directed by Danny Boyle, starring Dev Patel and Frida Pinto. I enjoyed this film, but I didn't love it, and I really didn't think it was Best Picture worthy at the time. I thought films like Milk or The Curious Case of Benjamin Button, which was one of my two favorite films of that year, should have won over this. But it's a very good film, very colorful, of course, about a young Indian kid from the slums of, was it Mumbai, goes on how to be a millionaire. Was kind of huge at the time, the game show anyway, in America. It was sort of at the end of its popularity, I think, when this film came out. But yeah, good film, really good performances, and sort of the setting was really good. I just didn't love it as much as some people did, obviously, and I don't think it's Danny Boyle's best. I liked films like 127 Hours a lot more. Trainspotting, of course, films like that. Yeah, very good film. I just didn't think it was Best Picture worthy. Okay, moving on. Another film starring Gerard Butler from 2009, and that's The Ugly Truth. Of course, co-starring Katherine Heigl. I've always been a fan of Katherine Heigl. Just my kind of girl, to be honest. I love blondes. I'm not gonna lie, and she's really stunning. Despite the stuff she said after Knocked Up and all that kind of stuff, I've always liked her in pretty much everything she's done. I know it's a romantic comedy, but this one had a little bit more bite to it, I thought. The dialogue was pretty honest and frank, a little racy at times. Yeah, fun film, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm a Katherine Heigl fan. So moving on, last but definitely not least, another film starring Jim Carrey, in fact, from 2008, and that's Yes Man, with Zooey Deschanel. Really enjoy her. I love her on New Girl. Always been a fan of hers. Just a great young actress and a good singer as well. Jim Carrey sort of plays a guy down on his luck, coming off a divorce, stuck in a dead-end job, makes a decision in life to say yes to everything. Sort of the anti-Liar Liar, which I bought a couple weeks ago. Sort of the same kind of film. Yeah, I've always been a fan of Jim Carrey, like I said, when I talked about Christmas Carol and Liar Liar and so on. And this is one of his films I enjoyed as well. So that's Yes Man. So those are the 10 movies, all from the late 2000s, 2008, 2009. Not all great films, but films I do enjoy. So let me know if you've seen any of these. And as always, thank you for watching, and until next time, I'll see you.
Bond. James Bond.